don't just want the news, they want the truth. What others hide, I bring to you with evidence. Politics, corruption, human rights. No filters, no fear, just facts. I don't stop until the system shakes. Hello and welcome to Trending Daily. Today we are witnessing a new and increasingly dangerous form of information warfare, where artificial intelligence is being used to manufacture fake statements, manipulate public perception, and intensify hostility between India and Pakistan. The latest example is a fabricated video falsely attributed to Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Asif. The video appeared to show the minister making highly critical remarks about Pakistan while praising India's progress in technology, infrastructure, and economy. At first glance, the video looked convincing. The face appeared genuine, the setting appeared genuine, the voice appeared to belong to Khawaja Asif, but the statement was completely fake. Pakistan's Ministry of Information and Broadcasting officially rejected the video and stated that the voice had been generated using artificial intelligence. Khawaja Asif had not made the remarks shown in the fabricated clip. Yet before the truth could catch up, the video had already begun circulating on social media and was picked up by Indian media. This is where the issue becomes much bigger than just one fake video. It raises serious questions about the misuse of artificial intelligence in the India-Pakistan information war. AI has created an entirely new battlefield. In the past, propaganda could rely on edited photographs, misleading headlines, and selective reporting. Today, technology can create something much more convincing. It can make a Pakistani leader appear to say words that he never said. It can create an artificial voice, it can manipulate video, and it can turn a completely fabricated political statement into something that looks like authentic news footage. The danger is obvious. When a fake statement is attributed to a senior Pakistani official, the objective is not simply to deceive one viewer. The objective can be to create a much broader perception that Pakistan's own leadership has lost confidence in the country. That is exactly the narrative promoted by the fabricated Khawaja Asif video. The alleged statement talked about Balochistan. It mentioned difficulties in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It referred to protests in Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Then it presented India as the successful comparison. The message was carefully constructed. Pakistan was portrayed as a country in decline. India was portrayed as a country moving rapidly forward. And the most powerful part of the deception was that the words were supposedly coming from Pakistan's own defense minister. This is how modern propaganda can operate. Instead of an Indian commentator criticizing Pakistan, the fabricated video creates the illusion that a Pakistani official is admitting those same criticisms himself. That makes the narrative appear more credible. It creates an impression of an internal confession, but there was no confession at all. There was no such statement. There was an AI-generated voice attached to manipulated content. This is why the incident deserves serious attention. The use of AI in propaganda can deepen hatred between communities and countries. India and Pakistan already have decades of political tensions, military confrontations, and competing national narratives. In such an environment, fake content can be extremely dangerous. A fabricated video does not need to convince everyone. It only needs to reach enough people. One person watches it, another shares it, a third person posts it with an angry caption. The media outlet reports on the alleged statement. Other platforms pick up the story. Soon, a completely fabricated claim begins to look like an established fact. This is the real power of misinformation. Its strength comes from repetition. The more people see a claim, the more familiar it becomes. And familiarity can sometimes be mistaken for truth. This is particularly dangerous when artificial intelligence is involved because the traditional warning signs of fake content are disappearing. Older manipulated videos often contain obvious editing errors. The audio might not match the video. The image might look unnatural. The editing might be poor. But modern AI can produce increasingly realistic voices and visual manipulation. That means viewers cannot simply rely on what their eyes and ears tell them. They need to verify the source. The fabricated Khawaja Asif video demonstrates why. The video looked real, The claim sounded politically believable. The statement matched narratives that already exist in India Pakistan information space. And that is precisely what made it effective. A successful propaganda campaign does not necessarily create a completely unfamiliar story. It can take existing fears, frustrations, and political tensions and attach them to fabricated evidence. This creates an illusion of confirmation. People already know that Pakistan faces political and economic challenges. They know that India has experienced rapid growth in several sectors. Propaganda can take those real facts and combine them with a completely fake statement. The result can be much more convincing than a completely fictional story. This is why responsible journalism becomes extremely important. When an explosive statement allegedly comes from a senior government official, the first responsibility of any media organization should be verification. Where is the original footage? When was the statement made? Which event was it? Is the complete press conference available? Did the official's verified account publish the statement? Did the government confirm it? And are reputable independent sources reporting the same thing? Without those checks, publishing a viral social media clip can unintentionally amplify misinformation or even intentionally. The role of Indian media in this particular incident also deserves scrutiny. The fabricated video was reportedly picked up by Indian media and presented as evidence of a Pakistani minister acknowledging India's superiority and criticizing Pakistan's government. That amplification gave the fake content additional credibility. Instead of remaining a social media rumor, the fabricated statement entered a broader media ecosystem. This is precisely why information can become so difficult to contain. Once a fake claim appears in a news article, users may assume it has already been verified, but a media report does not automatically make the underlying material authentic. Journalists can make mistakes, news organizations can repeat social media claims, and in an environment of intense geopolitical competition, sensational stories can travel extremely quickly. The bigger concern is what happens when AI-generated misinformation becomes systematic. Imagine dozens of fake videos. One shows a Pakistani minister criticizing the military. Another shows a political leader making an inflammatory statement. Another shows a Pakistani official supposedly praising India. Another falsely announces a major government decision. Another creates a fake military statement during a crisis. If enough of these videos circulate, the public information environment becomes chaotic. People begin to question everything, and that confusion itself can benefit those spreading propaganda. Because when truth and falsehood become difficult to distinguish, trust begins to collapse. That is why AI-generated misinformation should not be treated as harmless internet content. It can influence political debate, it can damage reputations, it can increase public anger, it can intensify nationalism, and during a crisis, it can potentially create real-world consequences. The India-Pakistan relationship makes this even more sensitive. Any fabricated military or political statement can be interpreted through the lens of existing tensions. A fake statement can be presented as an official position, an artificial voice can be mistaken for a real announcement, a manipulated video can cause diplomatic controversy before authorities even have time to respond. This is the new reality of information warfare. The battlefield is no longer limited to borders, it is inside smartphones, it is inside social media feeds, it is inside video platforms, and increasingly it is being shaped by artificial intelligence. But there is another important point. Calling out fake information does not mean ignoring Pakistan's real challenges. Pakistan, like every country, faces political, economic, and social problems. Those issues can be and should be debated openly. Criticism is part of democracy, but criticism must be based on authentic statements and verifiable facts. Creating a fake statement and placing it in the mouth of a public official is not journalism, it is manipulation. A genuine comparison between India and Pakistan should rely on transparent data. It should examine economic indicators, infrastructure, technology, education, healthcare, employment, investment, exports, human development, and dozens of other measurable factors. A fabricated video cannot establish which country is performing better. It can only manipulate emotions. And the fabricated Khawaja Asif video appears designed precisely for that purpose. It attempted to turn a Pakistani political figure into a source of criticism against his own country. It attempted to make India appear superior through the words of a Pakistani minister, and it attempted to use the credibility of a real person to sell a completely artificial message. That is why the misuse of AI in geopolitical propaganda deserves attention. This was Trending Daily. I'm Makhdoom Shahabuddin. See you in the next episode.